and Terry Booth is on vacation, and we have Randy Strickler, our assistant prosecutor.
Okay,
Skip, we go back.
Nathan from Soil and Water, the most important.
Skip, we go back more than 40 years. That's how young we are.
Tell them to just give us a second.
I just talked about your
so we
hole in
get
one
started.
to these guys, right?
Hey,
Think of
Skip.
Marcel's?
Skip, would you please say that again because Commissioner Kirchner's here and he doesn't believe me.
I witnessed the hole in one. That was back in 70-something.
Oh, hello.
was Tony was on.
70s.
So
Number
Tony,
3, put it in the hole.
I want you to say this again. So Tony got a hole in one, right? And you witnessed it.
I'd make that
Thank you.
motion.
How much you paying them? You're talking about your boat, right?
Skip, we need to go into session, if you can give us a second.
And we have, just so you know, Skip, this is Mike Kirshner. We have Stacy Wilson, County Administrator here, Tyler Schaff, Commissioner, Tony Paradiso, as you know, Commissioner. Kylie is our Administrative Assistant, and Mike Kirshner. So we are here, and Kylie, go ahead and I'll call the meeting to order. Take roll call here, please.
Commissioner Kirschner,
I am here.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Here.
Commissioner Schaaf.
Present.
Okay, so we don't really need to do anything else other than to come into order.
Yep.
And whose hearing is this, ours or theirs?
Theirs, well, ours, but they have their resolution.
All right,
I have the resolution, and at this point, I'll ask Nathan to give us the recommendation on the assessment, and he is with Soil and Water.
Megason Creek number 147 is gonna be a 5% collection. We're gonna spray it where we can and mow where organic crops are located. Central Turner number 104 is a 10% collection. We did a dip out this past fall and we are also gonna spray that ditch. And the Stack on Stockmaster is a 15% collection, also dipped and gonna spray.
Any questions on that?
not from here.
Okay, I'm gonna read the resolution. This is HSJD 21-01 in the matter of maintenance assessment for 2021 for the Huron and Seneca Joint County ditches maintained by the Huron County Ditch Maintenance Program. Whereas the Huron Soil and Water Conservation District administers the Huron County Ditch Maintenance Program by agreement with the Board of Huron County Commissioners and the Huron County Engineer. Whereas the 2021 ditch maintenance inspection report indicates certain work needed to maintain the ditches on the maintenance program, and whereas the Huron Soil and Water Conservation District has recommended to the Joint Board of Huron County and Seneca County Commissioners that the following assessments be collected to fund maintenance work needed in 2021. Central Turner, number 104, 11-920, 10%. Stackland Stockmaster, number 108, 11-780, 15%, and Megason Creek, number 147, 11-970, 5%. Now therefore be resolved that the Joint Board of Huron and Seneca County Commissioners are in agreement with these provisions and that these assessments be certified to the Huron County and Seneca County auditors to be collected on the 2021 property tax. Can I have a motion to approve by Seneca County?
This is Mike Kirshner, motion to approve.
Okay, and a second by Huron County. This is Joe again, I second that. Any discussion? We'll do roll call. Huron County.
Mr. Ince,
Here.
Mr. Wild,
Yes. Seneca County.
Commissioner Schaaf,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Yes.
Commissioner Kirschner.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's all we need, Vicky. So we're all set. Good to hear from you.
You as well, Skip, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, keep Tony settled down there, okay?
That's-
Thanks, Commissioner.
That in itself is a full-time job.
Now remember, if you need any stories on him, I got a lot more.
Okay.
All right, you guys have a great day.
Thank you.
Mike.
You didn't know I had a hole in one, did you?
I did not.
yes.
I did not.
It was the ugliest hole in one.
The driver-
Like pound station. But I scuffed it and went in. Perfect. Yeah, he was with, we were playing together. It was 1979.
Well, you were like 6.
Yeah.
Do you want to recess for 10 minutes or you want to go ahead and get started? It's up to you.
Better recess because I don't want anybody that might be
waiting for 10, yeah.
Look at
Yeah,
Mr.
not
Frank,
yet.
Mr. Breidenball back there.
Good
What do
morning.
you think of our
I like
displays?
it. I like that.
You got,
a while.
you got a summary of the last year and a half?
No,
You wanna give us some hell about something, don't you?
Did you recess?
no, I won't go there.
Advertise it for
Come
9:45, so.
We're okay. This is my first back since hip surgery, so.
I don't have a
I'm
recess
kind of,
button, so
gimpy.
it's just
Alexa,
on.
Mr. Breidenball behind you there
Yes, I do.
is,
Pause.
how long have you been coming to commissioner meetings?
Do we need a motion for that?
Can you recess?
8, 10 years maybe, I don't know. I don't remember.
It's all of them and,
Yeah, it's been a while.
and so,
Do you want to recess?
We're gonna recess.
didn't we do
Oh.
that?
Can you just like?
Just motion
say it?
recess.
I motion we recess.
Thanks.
I second.
Back in
Roll
10.
call.
Go ahead.
Commissioner
Yeah.
Paradiso,
Yes.
Yes,
Commissioner Kirschner.
yes.
Sorry, we're all so
Somebody's already
excited to be
recess.
back.
To order for Thursday, July the 15th. And I guess we will start by roll call
Commissioner Kirschner,
here.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Here.
Commissioner Schaefer.
Here.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tyler has a prayer to dedicate. Tyler, please.
Dear Lord, thank you for each day that you give us. Please help give us your guidance, help to do your will here as we discuss property, personnel, finances here for the county and our community. Please bless our residents. Please help out our villages, townships, and our cities here. Help us to do your will, do the right thing. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Nice job. Thank you very much. So we did roll call, right?
Yes.
So we got minutes that from last Thursday, digital audio video recording. I'll accept a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Schaefer,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Yes.
Commissioner Kirschner.
Yes, that would be me, yes. Okay, you are on.
The only thing I got today is Andy Steffi stopped in earlier this week and gave us a dividend refund on our Corsa insurance. So they gave us $20,025 back on our premium. So he just wanted to make sure we let everybody know that
How much?
$20,025. Yep.
Quite a dividend.
Yep.
It
So we'll
is.
wait and see what ours is next year, but they wanted me to make sure you guys knew that.
I
So
appreciate that, that's good. Thank you, United Insurance and Andy Stuffy.
yeah,
All right. Perfect.
and that's all I have.
Okay, Tyler, I will let you begin with your report then.
Thank you, President Kirschner. It's been a busy week here this week. Have a lot of moving pieces, a lot of things going on. It's nice to be back into the office here after our little break or vacation time we took. We've had 2 different sets of reporters down here in the last week as we launched our Light Up Seneca County Blue campaign. Purpose behind that was to show support for our safety services. While some areas and communities might be defunding their police, we're reaching out here to our community and we're supporting our safety services here, and we want to make sure we keep Seneca County a safe place and keep it that way. We also had a ribbon cutting at the Farmers Co-op here this week. They did, I guess you could call it an expansion, but they added a drive-through business model to their plan, which was really neat. It's very well attended, kind of make it easier for the customers out there, and it is open to the public. I've also been working with Ariana House, and then I'll be reaching out to the Sheriff's Office. Next week we'll be launching the Seneca County Sweep, which what we're going to do is every 2 weeks we're going to go to a different community, different city, different village. What we're going to do is get volunteers as well as people from the Ariana House and the Sheriff's Office. We're going to bring our shovels, our brooms, buckets, all that kind of stuff, some barrels. We're going to go down and clean up some of the villages and the downtowns, just get some of the trash and whatnot picked up and try to help throughout the county here. I think we're going to start clockwise. I think we're actually going to be up in Green Springs there, Mr. Frankert, so if you feel like joining, more than welcome to.
Let me know when.
Yeah, so we'll be launching the dates on that next week as we continue to work on that. Had an EMS meeting this week, discussed on how we could improve communications. Had an interview with WTTF this morning to go over some county items. Also, just wanted to do a reminder here to the public, there's a lot of street paving going on throughout the county. Drive slow, drive safe. Watch out for the farmers, watch out for these crews working on the roads, just use caution and be safe. And then today there's a ribbon cutting for the new taco shop in town, Best of Tiff, and that's at 4 o'clock if anyone wants to come to that ribbon cutting. And then there's also a lot of events going on in downtown here this week, but I'll save that for Amy or Audrey, the flood report, so let her go over that, what's going on today. So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Anthony.
Thanks. I'd like to welcome Alexa, our reporter from the Advertiser Tribune. She has replaced Vicky. I'm going to try to pronounce your last name, Scherzinger. So welcome.
Thank you.
You've been with the AT since September, and they've assigned you to the Board of Commissioners, so we're glad to have you here. Thank you. I attended the Fair Board meeting a couple nights ago, I forget when it was. They're all ready to go for fair season. It's going to be as good, as big as ever. Coming off last year, I think everyone's pretty excited out there to get back to normal. We attended Loudoun Township meeting last night. It was pretty productive. The townships have received a round of ARP, am I saying that right?
American Rescue Plan, yes.
Yes, thank you. The ARP money. Trustee Frankert's back there. This is a big undertaking, but we're working with David Zach. I talked to Charlene from Regional Planning. The township trustees are kind of having a hard time figuring out what to do with some of this money. Is that a fair statement, Bill?
Yeah, that's very fair. And actually, I don't know if they brought you up to date, but Roger Holman, who's chairman of the Township Association for Seneca County, he and I work together, and August 10th, we're going to have a collaborative meeting with the townships, and then they're going to have somebody from the Township Association to help us work through this process.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I sat next to him last night. Yep. You know, he's a trustee at Loudoun.
Right.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
so.
just one thing I want to interject.
Yeah.
What I would offer, and I'm not sure if Mike's on the line or not, but some representative, at least by phone, from Highbridge, because they're on top of this pretty much on a daily basis, that might be able to give you some parameters of what you can't do with the money, or some ideas as to how to make certain that you can use it. What we don't want to have happen, Bill, as you know, is that, you know, we have to send the money back and it goes to whatever blue state it might go to,
Exactly.
you know, to promote a program that doesn't do a hell of a lot of good. So, other people will find a way to use it. We need to make sure that we do as well.
Definitely.
So just to kind of tie that together, we've been approached, it's been several months now. Broadband is an approved use of the money. The townships are allowed to use this money to help bring broadband to the needed areas in the county. And so I've been working with David Zach on a study. We've met with actually North Central and Bascom and Spectrum and others. So this is a big undertaking because you have a lot of different entities, but if we could somehow get alignment between the townships, even the villages, the county, private sector, there's a lot of other money out there. And so we might be able to make a significant impact in the county with broadband. And that does a lot of things, supports our emergency services as we look at putting EMS squads out in the county in the middle of nowhere, schools, work from home, all the reasons. So I'm pretty excited about it. At least we have some money there to, and some approved use for that money, which would be broadband. We'll see how it goes, but thanks. Yeah, I mean, you guys are proactive as townships, and
Yeah, and again, just to reiterate, the meeting's August 10th at 5:30,
Yep.
and we're going to eat about 6, and then 6:30 is going to be meetings at the front line at Bestville there, so that's...
well, if there's food there, I'll be there.
There you go, so yeah.
So, that's good.
Where's that at, Bill?
At the front 9 at
Front nine.
Bestville, yep, so at
Nature Trail.
5:30 to 6:30, the meetings start, and, but yeah, we're at this point. So if anybody's interested, going, just reach out to Roger. They're kind of tallying, so we can kind of give them a number.
Is this a public meeting, Bill?
Yeah,
You
so we
advertise it?
township, yeah,
Okay.
basically it's the county association meeting
we
we're
could-
having, typically we have them quarterly. We had one in June, typically September, but with everything needing to be done here, maybe the 1st of September, we thought we'd put a meeting together just so everybody's, gets on the same page and not getting, 15 townships keep calling for the same questions.
I agree.
and-
Yeah. Good job.
So,
And of course, on August 5th, we will be having our EMS meeting. And at this point, we've been, each township has an appointed representative to their EMS district. And we include Adams, Pleasant, and Green Springs now as an ad hoc district. So with Kevin Reinhardt there last night, Jason Painter and Roger Holman were there, and we went over, and they weren't aware of a lot of things that are going on. And I invited them to the meeting on the 5th. So I have scheduled to make the rounds to the townships to also invite township trustees, because I think this is also a good thing, and we're gonna need to communicate and collaborate countywide, EMS, broadband, and other things. So,
That
so
meeting
you
is-
know that.
Where?
And that'll be our monthly meeting at
NCOES.
at 7. So we have an EMS, we've had annual meetings with the EMS district that began in October. They've all been via Zoom. And so in August, we're going to have a face-to-face meeting out there. Okay, and then your described will be on the 10th. Okay, so just wanted to bring that up. I went to the JLB joint EMS meeting last night. We had some discussion there. The Bascom works very close with Westville, Jackson, Liberty Townships. We've had some discussions about payment of the access to our people and how they might be paid. We are, basically where we're at with this is the fiscal officer for Bascom, the fiscal officer for JLB, and the fiscal officer for Bloom Scipio ABR. I've asked them to give us a detailed breakdown of their cash flow for, on an annual basis, what they have left that they could put towards this. And also, they have some reserves that we can talk about. So there seems to be a little pushback from the districts on the amount that we're asking for, which is $124,600 a side, or $25 an hour times 2 people. They want to pay, we want them to pay, but now we're at this is where Stacy comes in. We'll have to talk finances, okay? So I've agreed to take a step back, and they've agreed to provide us transparently everything they're spending, and maybe we can come up with
So are we
something.
changing the amount that we've already approved?
Not yet, but
Okay.
we're going through the process of listening to them demonstrate to us what they can afford and what they have on hand, and that kind of thing. Because we get, you and I know, we've had some conflicting numbers. So we're gonna get numbers year to date, and we'll look at them, okay?
Okay.
So it's a positive, we're moving in the right direction. I believe you've got Derek putting together a draft agreement, commissioners, that would outline, this is what we do, this is what they do. The prosecutor represents all parties, so everyone's comfortable with that arrangement. It's just, we've said this is what we want. They said we want to pay, but we don't know if we can pay that. So we're at that point. But we'll dig into it a little deeper and see how it goes. But it's fluid, okay? More to come. I do think we hit our setbacks with EMS and with everything that we're doing, but there's no doubt in my mind that the overall, the big picture is we need each other. We need to come together throughout the county. We need to continue to provide good EMS service to our residents. I mean, so that's the bottom line mission. And getting there has not been easy, and it's not gonna be easy, but we stay focused. So I think the county's doing a great job, and I think the districts are doing a good job. We butt heads, but we'll get to the next step. So all good, more to come. I'm looking forward to the meeting on the 5th. there was there's a few other little things going on. I won't get into it, but it's all positive moving forward. So, thank you.
Okay. Just as a basis, so everybody knows where we're coming from, at this point in time, our agreement with the EMS districts is that we will supply all the equipment, all the ambulances, and they will supply the personnel. So that's the basis from which we begin. We have negotiated from a high of $37 an hour to a current number of $25 an hour. So we're cutting it pretty thin at this point, kind of see where it goes from there. Just as a reminder, and I think everybody knows this, but it's a new world again. There has been no renewal of the allowance for Zoom meetings. So everything that we do at this point is live and we have to be here in order to vote. The good news with that is through this whole process, people have kind of gotten used to watching the meetings through Zoom or on their phones or whatever the case might be. We have had, what's the high number, Jimmy, we've had watching meetings?
Probably 80.
Yeah, so, up until now, however many people were in this room were the number of people that participated in the meeting. So, with numbers like 80 or whatever the number might be, that's good. Transparency and hopefully additional comments and additional input, so that's always a wonderful thing. Did we mention where we're at with sales taxes through June? Or did you do that last week?
It should be posted probably
Okay.
today. It's usually up on the 15th. I haven't received it yet, so.
Okay. So we'll have that number for next week.
Yep.
But the good news is that trend continues to be positive. There's been a little bit of a fall off because of automobile sales. Those of you that keep up on things know there's this little chip or whatever there is, and nobody can find it. And cars aren't on anybody's lots until they get this chip put in. But all of a sudden, in August or September, we're going to have this onslaught of car sales, I think, which is the biggest part of sales tax revenue for the county. We continue to have discussions as it relates to building upgrades, office upgrades. That's kind of behind the scenes, and we meet once a week, once every other week with those conversations, and once we have something more concrete, we'll let you know. We had the semi-annual Township Trustees meeting last month.
Yes.
Pre-hip, I know that. Yeah. Not a great attendance, Bill, but it was out at Bettsville, the same place.
Same place.
What's the name of the restaurant?
Front Nine.
Front Nine. So had a good group there. It had some folks speak, and it's always good to get together with as many of the trustees as possible. That's really all I have today. So we are at 10:15, and I believe the interesting meeting starts to begin with Beth Deach.
Thank you, Commissioners. I wanted to start with a quick thank you, just acknowledging, you guys acknowledging the extra effort that it took all of our county to get through this pandemic was huge for you guys to acknowledge that, and thank you for it. I have two things other to report on. Is number one, our ditch maintenance collection report for this coming year is been approved by my board and is ready to go to resolution with you guys. So we are going to collect a little over $200,000 worth of work to be done in our drainage infrastructure in the county, and that's for those ditches that are on permanent maintenance that our office oversees. So it's a fair amount of work. It's not too much. It is a little bit of a catch-up because we've been missing an employee, and it is still going to continue to be an employee issue to actually accomplish the work, because again of the shortage of help, I can't find the right help, and we're not going to hire the wrong help. So just that being said, but it's ready for the next step, and we'll start collecting that, and the work will continue across the county. The second good news as well is that the H2 Ohio program expansion has been announced. And so Seneca County farmers are now eligible to sign up for that H2 Ohio program, which Governor DeWine has flagshipped. And there was already 14 counties that were eligible for that as the farmer population, as the group that I'm talking about. And now Seneca County is one of 10 additional counties that is there. So what that means is our office is a swinging door right now. Lots of people coming in and out to talk about it. They have to sign up in our conservation office. We are administering the program for the Ohio Department of Agriculture here in Seneca County. And the other 10 counties around us that include the expansion, Huron, Sandusky, Erie, Wyandotte, Crawford, Marion, each of those soil and water offices is administering the program for their county farmers too. So we meet with the farmers, make sure they understand the program requirements, and make sure they understand any of the contract payments that they might be awarded if they follow the program. It's about nutrients, period. It's about reducing and managing your nutrients on your farm. And if they agree to follow the state's program, then the state is making an incentive payment to those farmers. We can talk through all of that. It's not free money. And it's not something that's supposed to be hard to do either. Governor DeWine said he wanted all farmers to participate, and he's made every effort to make that happen. So our office will help every farmer that agrees to the program to get through the program. That means 4 years in the future, because their contracts are for 4 years to make changes to do different things on their farm. That means 4 years of intense work. And again, my team is posed and ready. We don't know what we don't know yet. It's not going to be a beautiful 4 years when you do something new. But we're doing it, and we're excited for the opportunities for the farmers in the area, and then also to be part of the lake's solution, right? And to get the lake to be a little bit better for the future generations too. So H2 Ohio will be big news. They have until August 31st to come into the office and sign up. We met with our ag retailers this morning. They're a huge part of the program. It's great to have so many different ag retail businesses in this county. And our farmers have to work with them to manage their nutrients. So it's kind of going to be a new adventure, and we're thankful you guys are behind us, helping us do it too. So if you can share the news with anyone and other questions, I can go from there.
Thank you, Beth.
Yep.
Questions?
No, that's great.
Okay.
Thanks, Beth.
Yep.
We can't open the next bid until 10:30. Why don't we, rather than get into, do we have any other additional old business? Anything else that needs to be brought before the board? Okay. So we've got a few minutes. Audrey, why don't you give your report, and then we'll get into new business, or the bid opening and then new business.
All right, just a couple of things for you all today. First off, you already mentioned tonight is Third Thursday, so from Amy's perspective in our office, make sure you come out and check out everything downtown. There are 2 separate concerts going on, one at the East Green Amphitheater and one down at Cherry Alley. There's also all kinds of specials or deals or featured items from all of our retailers and shops and bars and restaurants downtown. And there's also a trivia night happening. I forget the location of that, but that's all available on our, Elks, thanks Tyler. Everything's on our website and Facebook, but come on down. The goal of Third Thursdays is to get at least 1,000 people downtown in the area. So remember that from Amy. A couple of announcements from last week, since our last meeting here. We had Copper Mare Ranch announce that they're opening a new horse barn and arena, rodeo training kind of facility out by Fort Seneca. So we're really excited to open another, great rural business out there. So that was a cool announcement. And also a great expansion at the Tiffin Farmers Co-op. They expanded a new drive-through program. Saw many of you out there, so that's a great way for them to kind of reach more customers and get the word out about what they have and what they can provide there. So another great announcement. Also wanted to note that our office is working to help organize some things on broadband that you'll be hearing about more in the coming weeks. And we'll have more information for you on that soon. Wanted to have everyone help me congratulate Nick Dutro in his certification from OEDA, which is our Ohio Association of Economic Developers. This was a huge lift for him, and it was very difficult. It's very selective, and he did recently obtain that. So next time you see my colleague Nick Dutro, make sure you give him a pat on the back. He did a great job. And lastly, I want to bring Karina up so she can introduce herself. So you've heard me talking for a long time about this process of hiring someone in our office to help take some things off my plate, and I can tell you it's only been not even 4 days yet, and my life is already so much better. So we're so excited to have Karina in the office helping us out. She did start on Monday of this week, so if you want to introduce yourself and say hello.
She said my name is Karina, so I'm Karina Haynes, and I'm glad to be aboard with the TSEP team. So
welcome.
Thank you.
And you probably will have, all of you, correspondence with her, because she's going to be helping with all of our operations side of things, administration, financials, scheduling, all those type of things. So she'll definitely be in touch with you. I know she has some business cards for after the meeting, but make sure you get to know her, and I'll introduce her after the meeting. So
Looking
You're
forward
gonna be
to
the
it.
one, you're gonna be the one to make sure we show up to meetings when we're supposed to.
you got it.
I'll be bugging you.
All right.
Anything else for me or
Tiffany
Tisa?
University alum?
Yep, now I am. I just graduated.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Yep. Questions for us today? Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I think not. Okay, Mary's not scheduled until 10:45. I don't know if she's online or if she's gonna come here.
I don't know. Did she say if she was coming or if she's gonna?
She
I
didn't
don't
say
This is
either
gonna
way.
be a scat update.
Yeah, I don't see her online yet.
Okay.
So-
All right, well, we can't open the bid until 10:30 because you have to give folks that long. So let's begin with some of the new business stuff and,
Sure. And I did pull up, sales tax is posted, and it looks like we've done $988,632.13, which is, we always kind of compare it to 2019, so it's up $234,000 from
It's
2019.
amazing.
okay.
So
And
that would be for like April, May sales collected in June. Or July, sorry.
But just to make sure that everybody understands, that's our portion. That's not the total sales tax
That's
for the
correct.
county.
Well,
our-
that's the county sales tax.
Right, that's the county sales tax, but the state collects
Right.
significantly more than that.
Right, yeah, so that's just
Okay,
our
so
portion.
that is part of May then?
Yes, it's,
So-
we usually say 2 months behind, but some of the sales tax lags from three, so
So the next
it's,
one will reflect the drop in autos?
yes,
Theoretically.
yeah.
Theoretically, right?
We thought that some of this would.
We
because it's been a
kind
while,
of
yeah.
did. That's why I brought up May, because
Yeah.
I think May is when the auto sales.
It's kind of a mix. We really can't get a handle on.
We just can't, it's
what
hard to
the portion
gauge.
is.
Yeah, so
So-
but that's a positive, good to
Yeah.
hear.
So I thought I'd pull that up quick. I didn't know if it was posted,
So
and it
next
was.
month, if we're up, I have no explanation.
Well, then don't forget, in July, we have all the real estate tax money coming in, right?
Yep, I don't know if they'll get settlement probably won't be done until August, but.
Probably not,
yeah.
right,
But it will
but
be all.
that will also jump that number. So when you look at percentages of income generated, the real estate tax have a significant bearing on that. So to really get a good handle, at the end of August, we'll pretty much know.
Will give us a path
And
to
then we
the
got-
end of the year.
You know, we got 4 months after that,
It's
obviously.
just sales tax.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, good.
Other new business, I got a couple supplemental
budget.
appropriations. Looks like I have a request from the sewer district regional planning, an additional $2,865.70. It says a generator was struck by lightning. Has she submitted a claim for that? I'll ask her to do that.
Generator where?
Generator at the Bascom sewer
Oh,
plant must have
okay.
been struck by lightning and needs to be repaired, so she needs additional $2,865.70, which we will get the
Can I ask you a
information.
question
and-
on this? So that sewer district's separate,
Yeah, all the sewer
Account.
districts she tracks separately.
okay, but we insure it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because it's, okay, I
It's our sewer
kind of
district.
knew that answer.
Yep.
But if there's a deductible to be paid,
The sewer district pays it.
The sewer district
It's-
pays it.
that- Yep, it's $2,500 deductible,
got it, thank you.
so. The next one I have is a request from the engineer's office to put.
So let me,
Yep.
I just want to follow up. So the total cost there was 5,300 with 2,500 deductible?
Well, she's only asking for $2,865.70. I don't have any information on the claim,
More than deductible.
so
To your
Okay.
point,
I'll
that's a
have
good
to.
question.
And I don't know whether it was
I don't know whether it was a
$5,300.
$5,000 claim or,
Okay.
you know, if it was only $2,800, I'm not sure. She
Yeah, if
just-
it was $2,800, there's no sense submitting a claim, is my point. For
$2,500
yeah,
deductible,
For 300, why bother?
Right,
I mean-
yeah, but I'm not sure. It just says these funds will be needed to supplement the contract service line for the expense.
Okay.
So,
So we get.
Well, maybe she's online. She can answer the question. Is Shirley on?
let me see.
She's on vacation. I talked to her right before the
Okay.
meeting.
Oh,
She started
okay.
her vacation today,
Okay.
so she's probably not on.
The next one I have is for the engineer's office, supplemental appropriation into his contract projects line, $621,731.50. There were some from the sheriff that was on our agenda, but he needs to go to Budget Commission and ask for the revenue before we could put the money in place, so I pulled those off.
Okay.
Then I have resolution authorizing Seneca County Board of Commissioners to enter into a contract with M&B Asphalt for the County Road 52 pavement widening resurfacing, contract number 2021-4. The total bid amount for that one was $281,893.50.
Do you remember what the engineer's estimate was on that? 'Cause if I remember, wasn't it a little bit higher?
I do not. All that information is probably out there.
I think it was 260,000
Was the
estimate.
Yep, it's on our website.
Okay.
Look at it.
Then I have a resolution approving the agreement between the Seneca County Department of Job and Family Services and the ASME Ohio Council 8, Local 1685.
That actually is a result of a number of executive sessions that we had to come up with that contract.
And they signed it, I think, last Thursday.
Yeah, so. If everybody's wondering what we're doing in executive session, that was one of the things, negotiating with Job and Family Services.
3 year, it's a 3-year.
Yeah.
And I have a summary if anybody needs a copy of it, so we have a summary of those changes.
Let me go back real quickly to the engineer's request there. So as the motion goes for that one, should that be a separate motion pending Budget Commission appropriating the funds?
Not the engineers, no, the sheriff is the one that I had to pull off.
Okay.
The engineers is fine.
So you don't even need a separate
Nope.
motion? Okay.
Nope.
So I will accept the motion for the supplemental appropriation and for the authorizations and agreements.
So moved.
Second.
Additional discussion? Hearing none, Kylie?
Commissioner Schaefer,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Yes.
Commissioner Kirschner.
Yes. Okay, we have reached the 10:30 hour,
Yes.
and that allows us then to have some bid openings for the Seneca County Airport.
Looks like I got a bunch all of a sudden.
Good thing we made it, because we had a few more.
Yes.
Bring your letter opener.
Okay.
She's ready.
That answers your question, if there's a lot of bidders out there.
Okay, this is for the 2021 improvements to the Seneca County Airport, drainage improvements. And do we have the engineer's estimate? So,
$847,153.50.
thank you, Kylie. So my first bid is
847-14350.
153.
153? Okay, thank you.
It's turned into a big project.
Yes.
Yes, much bigger than, we started.
So my first bid is from Geo Gradell Company out of Toledo, Ohio. Bid amount is $789,024.80. 789024.80. Second bid is from, and I'm horrible with names.
Spell it.
RIETSCHLAN.
Richland.
Richland. Sounds like Richland. Construction out of Crestline, Ohio. Their total bid amount, $817,352.80. 817-352.80. Next bid is Quest Group out of Perrysburg, Ohio. Total bid amount, $650,614.80. 650-614.80.
What's with the 80 cents?
I don't know. Three of
That's what I was just trying to figure out. 80 cents for
Morning coffee.
It really is amazing if you got 5 minutes.
Okay, next one is Mark Schaefer Excavating and Trucking out of Norwalk, Ohio. Oh goodness, are you kidding me? $686,813.80. 686
80 cents.
813.80.
Wow.
Somebody used 80 cents for a lottery number today. I don't know what it is.
That's just odd.
Next one is Unalliance out of Oak Harbor. Total bid amount, $839,870.10.
Oh,
Oh,
839,870.10. Let me take this extra. And this one is JDR Excavating out of Findlay, Ohio. Total bid amount, $680,389.69. 680,389.69. And that's all I have.
okay. I'm gonna turn those over to the engineer
Brian's
for
here.
lowest and best.
Yep.
Brian, you want any comments?
Just, I could point out that, just for people, anybody in the county that's interested, these FA grants that we do these projects at the airport with, typically are 90% federally funded. Usually the state aviation department kicks in 5%, the county kicks in 5%, but with the American Rescue Plan Act this year, all the FA grants this year are 100% funded federally, so this will be at no cost to the county. This is an important project that was identified during our last project. We've got some subgrade drainage issues out around the taxiway, and just making sure that we can get water off the airport to protect the investments we've got in the pavements out there. So I'm looking forward to getting it done, and the FA did step up, and one thing that we can say is that the county is guaranteed $150,000 a year from the FAA. They're allowed to save that up for multiple years for these projects. We had used all that in previous projects, and the FAA has stepped up with money beyond that amount to fund this project. So we're in a real good position here with federal funds, and nice improvement for the county that won't cost the county anything locally. So.
Yeah, I gotta give a little bit of kudos to Brad Newman, the airport operator. Every time the FAA is here, they talk about how well the airport's run, what in good shape it is. They don't see that in a lot of counties, especially our size. So I think part of that's the reason why they're willing to support us, because everything is done as it should be done.
Good leadership.
Yeah.
No question about it. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So, unless we have, thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks.
Public comment?
Yeah, I think so. Pardon me?
Okay, if we need to fill some time.
Well, Larry, I'm not sure if she's going to, I would think that she would be online by now if she was going to give a report. Or
Yeah, I don't see her yet. And I do need just a quick executive session, property acquisition.
Okay.
But it can wait if she's.
Well, let's talk about public comments. The time's come. Anybody have anything they'd like to offer for the benefit of the county today?
Commissioner Kirschner, let me put this on the screen for the people joining us on Facebook Live. You're not going to see it up here. It's for the people on Facebook. It just explains that if you are on Facebook Live, you need to go over to the Zoom meeting if you want to come forward and make a comment. And if you are there with us right now on Zoom and you want to come forward, you can go ahead and do that now. We'll put you up on the screen.
Okay.
Hi, Commissioners. This is Spencer Gross from Highbridge.
Yes, hi Spencer.
Hey, just wanted to let you know we're here to help on any of the ARPA coordination that you all may want to undertake. And also, Mike wanted me to relay to you all that the capital budget will be coming up soon. So, time to start kind of thinking about that, and would love to have a conversation with you about that pretty soon.
Very good.
So normally you would come up here, I don't know, I'm throwing this out 2-3 weeks kind of thing. Does that work?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll circle back.
Yeah, Spencer, I don't know if you've heard the conversation with one of our township trustees, but they're going to meet on August 10th to talk about appropriate uses for their American Rescue Plan money. And we're hoping that maybe either by phone or at least some prior conversation, you can participate and answer questions. I wouldn't say you need to be there for the whole meeting, but at least answer some additional questions they might have. Could you put that on your calendar in the evening of August 10th?
We would be more than happy to do that.
Okay. You don't want to be more than happy, just happy.
And Spencer, will you be able to call in or Zoom?
That's a good
out
point.
there?
We'll have to check with Front Nine because in their banquet room there, I don't know if they have any.
Yeah.
Even if we just get a phone bill,
So call
just,
out.
yeah, and ask specific questions.
Sure.
And or you might want to come up and meet with the commissioners late afternoon, and then, so we'll circle back with you, Spencer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Sounds great. I know Mike is eager to kind of get back traveling again around the state, so I think we'll
here on
be
capital.
able to figure something out there.
Meet here on capital budget at 3 or 4, and then go there. Maybe. It's the maybe. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yes, thank you, Spencer, thank you. Any other additional comments from the public?
Don't see anybody.
So what we've all been waiting for, Mary Havig is here. Izzy.
Hey.
Hi.
Yeah,
Good to have you.
yes, I am.
Yeah. Come up here. Izzy has she's gonna do most of the talking. I had a biopsy yesterday, so my voice is a little bit scratchy. So she's gonna give most of the presentation.
Your husband would say a gift from God?
He said, it's worse because he can't hear, and he wants me to repeat myself. It's like, I can't follow. We just want to give you an update on the possible fixed routes. It's just a proposal. There's nothing in stone, nothing in writing. The vehicles have arrived. 2 of the 4 have arrived. We took an order one and made it with the Shelton Shuttle logos and everything. So we just want to give you an update what's going on. We don't want you to hear bits and pieces from other people. So we're going to present it to you right now as what we're looking at as a SCAT board and a SCAT entity. And then after we present it to you, we also plan to present it to the city of Tiffin. We'd like to have some feedback from you. And we'll go from there. But we're hoping, the buses were 2 months delayed because of COVID. And so we're looking at maybe starting in the middle of September. It may get pushed back to October. Because right now we have our vehicles, but we don't have any drivers. It's hard getting applicants in the door. Just in the last week, we're getting flooded with applications, so that's a good thing.
Shelton Shuttle kind of sounds like a country line dance.
We can make it one if you like.
We can get the country star to come and do a couple of dances with us when he's down there at the pit, up there at Pitt.
Yeah, the actual.
Izzy's going to take it from there.
Yeah.
Did you plan the music to be playing when we sing?
He still can't hear that.
Oh, not another one.
Only we're hearing it, yeah.
Okay, so Izzy's going to take it over for you.
Sure, so I'll just kind of go into a little bit of detail here. There you have the Shelton Shuttle. You can see a picture of the nice little big bus. You can go ahead to the next one. Sure, so we're kind of going to outline the different routes for you here real quick. So the south route is called the red route. We kind of correlated them by color, so we have red, white, and blue. The south route focuses on services for citizens in Seneca County. So you have Job and Family Services, you have SCAT, you have the downtown governmental services. This is really focused on getting people to local services that they may need assistance with. Go ahead. The white route is focused on employment. Obviously, all of these routes could potentially offer employment to people depending on where you work. But the white route is focused on the industrial aspect, and that route is specifically functioning for those industrial locations and is based around their schedules.
We don't want transportation to be the excuse not to go to work. So we're trying to capture, because there's so many jobs out there at the industrial park that have openings, and we don't want people to say, well, I don't have a way to get there. So we're trying to capture as many folks as we can, like in the avenues in those areas, and get them to work. And that helps the employer, that helps the individual, teach them how to be middle class and they maybe productive people. That's what this route's going to focus on.
And it creates a really good working relationship between businesses and government, obviously.
Sure.
Go ahead. And then the blue route, of course, is more the, Mary likes to call it hamburger alley.
Market Street.
Market Street, all
Every
of
hamburger
the
alley you can think of, every burger you can think of right down that
all
way.
of the restaurants and things like that that are in that.
And again, this could be for employment also. Walmart, the Mercy Hospital, Urgent Care, Lowe's, B-Dubs, all those locations out there, in the restaurants, in the mall, and all those areas. But this is more like, we're gonna call this more like the, you know, hamburger alley, we don't wanna call it that. Restaurants, yeah, that type of thing. And again, that could be for people just to go out to eat. We're looking at possibly someday, we're hoping to capture that there will be possibly like group homes along the routes, and they can go to work, they can go get a burger with their friend, they can go to the movies, and then hop back on the bus and go back home. We're hoping to make people more available, you know, this way, there's no income base, there's no age limit, anybody can ride public transit. There's no age or income base, this is for everybody, and we're hoping that, you know, these restaurants, if you go down Hamburger Alley, you're going to see help wanted, help wanted, help wanted. So we're trying to help get these openings so they can stay open later. There's some places that are closing early. You know, Planet Fitness is one of the stops, you know, in that area. So we're hoping that this will help people be healthy too. So we're trying to, you know, help boost the economy.
See the hospitals on there, that's good.
Yes. You know,
and the rehabilitation centers on there as well.
This was, it seems like it was very well thought out.
So one of the things that I did want to touch on here real quick is originally we kind of looked at Tiffin University as being the transfer hub. We kind of reevaluated that just because of the location and not favoring one university over another. And honestly, central location, we're hoping to look at Lot 6 downtown over there.
And again, this is a proposal we're going to make to the city. We've not talked to the city about this yet. This is what we're hoping. We took some other experts' advice, and Izzy and I and a couple of the other people in the office, and we looked where is the safest location. TU, we appreciate being able to pull in and out there, but pulling out is going to be a nightmare, and we're asking for an accident. And being a safety issue and pedestrian issue, we think Lot 6 is probably our best option. And again, it's just something that we're proposing. Nothing's written in stone. It's just a pencil.
Do you have a plan B or a second location just in case the city doesn't?
We are looking at that right now.
Gotcha, okay.
We're hoping. We're really hoping for that, because otherwise it may be along a street parking, and that could come into issues with the wheelchair ramps.
Gotcha.
So if we can help with that, let us know, because we do own some parking facilities down here.
Perfect, thank you.
That's good. Awesome. Fares, $1 to ride if you're so far. $1 to ride if you're going to transfer between one bus to another. Say, Commissioner Chef, you hop on the red route, but you really need to go to the blue route. You're just hopping on to get to that transfer hub. They'll give you a transfer ticket to get on the blue route. That way you're not being charged twice.
And we are going to update the technology if this, you know, these routes are a go. It usually takes 3 years, but we're hoping within a year and a half we'll know. We didn't want to put the thousands of dollars investment in this, you know, apps and everything until we knew it was going to work. Right now, we went, and there are other transit agencies that have upgraded. So I drove them went like a garage sailing, and I went to all their places and got fare boxes. We got some cameras and stuff. Unfortunately, the cameras we picked up in Lyman aren't gonna work for us. But we went and took what they weren't using anymore, so therefore we have no money into this. I mean, but we're trying to be as conservative as we can, because, you know, SCAT is a nonprofit, and we don't wanna throw thousands of dollars down the drain if we're gonna shut something down.
Just applications, that, like Mary said before, we still need to talk to some of these businesses. Not all of them have been approached yet, and we're really trying to build that relationship and make sure that we are very transparent with everyone. Nobody's being blindsided, and that we're just all on the same page. Plus,
Have you
plus a
any-
business knows better than anyone else where it
Right.
is best for them to.
I can't
to
imagine
stop.
you've had any pushback at all. Of those you've talked to, has anybody said, I don't want you coming here?
Not at all.
No.
Okay.
No.
Nobody. Mary did have, actually before the route was fixed, money for shelters and all of that, but like she said, you know, we don't want to throw a bunch of money at this right away until we figure out if it's going to work. So right now, locations are based around where there would be shelter nearby. For example, you know, we have 2 parks on the route, and both of those where they're stopped, where the stop is, it's very, very close to a shelter, so they would be able to seek shelter if necessary.
That's great.
And the shelters, SCAT was able to write a grant back in 2016, and we were awarded shelters, but we weren't awarded funds for a fixed route. Didn't really make much sense. But we still have the shelters. There's 6 shelters that we can use. Now, if this is a go, we can get these shelters and we can place them anywhere. SCAT would carry the insurance on them and maintain them. It would not be on to the city or the county to maintain them. Also with that, nobody could put garage sale signs in it. We could sell ads on there, like if Reineke's or Bauman's or somebody wants to put an ad on, we can do that and we'll work it out. And that becomes our local match. That helps us stay alive. So with that being said, we have them. However, the downtown may not want one of those metal shelters, you know, with the solar light. They may want to make something that looks more matches the town. Mercy Hospital may want something that maybe looks like their facility instead of just an old metal one with a solar light.
Might not be a bad idea to reach out to TSEP or some of the folks over there, because I know there's certain architecture and that sort of thing. Maybe we can go to one of the downtown committees to kind of look at different structures.
Yes.
Yeah, we'd love to work with you.
Perfect, thank you.
Like Mary said before, we need CDL drivers. These are CDL required buses. The only bus right now that will be running that route is temporary in that spot, and it's just one of our other dually buses that we threw into the mix just to be able to get us started until we have the other 2 big black buses, and until then we need CDL drivers. So like she said, tentative start date is September. That kind of keeps getting pushed back because everything else kind of keeps getting pushed back. So very tentative. And that's the lovely logo. So
And it has a separate phone number than the SCAT.
Yes.
Because we don't want the phone calls. Because when you start out, in my 30 years experience, when you start a new system like this, you're going to get hammered with phone calls. Where's the bus? Where's the bus? Where's the bus? So we want one designated so it doesn't interfere with the demand response.
Sure.
But anybody in the office can answer any of the phones. But we just want that number to be a little bit more dedicated.
These buses will be housed out at SCAT though, correct?
Yeah, unless you can find us a place free. But you know, there's a lot of conversations on expanding. You know, we're looking at possibly, probably within the next year, we're going to be in my Crawford area. We're going to be Battalion to Ontario, like 3 days a week, 3 times a day for employment and doctor visits. Because in Ontario, the hospital is in the mall. So we're looking at possibly that. Plus, they have a Ohio State University branch down there. So we're looking at possibly there. But for Seneca County, maybe in a year or so, I'm looking at possibly taking the shuttle and having Fostoria to Tiffin, so people from Fostoria can have a ride to Tiffin, whether it's to medical, Hamburger Alley, or go to work. You know, we're looking at something like that. And the hours for the employment one will run, there's one bus that runs till just after midnight. So, and I think it's more like the downtown, so if somebody had too much drink, they could hop on the bus and get home possibly that way. But that's not the purpose of by no means are we encouraging this type of behavior. We're just saying it will possibly be available. And I want to give Izzy a lot of credit for designing these routes, and Ron Davidson, he retired from the Opportunity Center, they worked hard on getting these routes to design where we have them. They worked really hard on it. So they
Yeah, so it's always nice to see an idea, start to get it reduced to an action plan, and then specifics.
Yeah, and the
Thanks
grant
for
last
your
year,
work.
the
Thank
6
you.
months, I wrote a grant, and we got the first 6 months covered, and then we haven't started it yet because of COVID and because of whatever reasons. We still have all that funding. I did apply for another full year. So we might, and I'm supposed to know 1st of July, but it's ODOT. So
Wow.
there's a good chance I might know maybe in a week or two whether we have that funding. So therefore, we won't need any local funding. It'll be all grant funding. And then after that, we'll have to reach out and have some conversations with them, some local funding helping us to maintain. But by then, we should know whether this is a go or not. So really local, we're not out of anything. We could be out a lot of work and tired, stress, but other than that, really, we're not going to be out a whole lot.
I'm really impressed. There's a lot of thought that went into that, and just looking at the routes. I mean, you got your governmental buildings covered, your workforce covered, eateries and food, your healthcare industry, the hospitals, the workout facilities. I mean, it's just, you can tell it's very well thought out, so.
Yeah, there's, it has been. It's been 4 years coming. And just in the last year, we've really, with COVID being everything closed with, they gave us opportunity to really focus mainly on this. And when you talk to employers and they can't get employees, we really want to help them. We don't want transportation to be a reason someone says, I can't go to work because I don't have a car. No, you have a bus. Call us. We'll get you there. We'll do whatever we can to help boost the economy.
And the other benefit to this too is this will alleviate some of our demand response that we have right now for workforce, or maybe those people that could hop on and go to a medical appointment at the hospital. That opens us up to a whole lot more opportunity and more ridership for other citizens that may.
And if there's somebody that lives out in Republic or Bloomville that need a job there, we can even bring them, the band response can go get them and bring them to a bus stop. Possibly drop them off at the bus stop or the coffee shop, have a cup of coffee till the bus, the fixed route comes and picks them up. And these are things where we encourage them. But the first 100 passengers will receive a free Shelton Shuttle t-shirt also. We'll be handing those out. And of course, we will make sure this office is proudly showing the Shelton Shuttle.
I might have missed it in the beginning. Where'd the name Shelton come from?
Dave Shelton is on our board of directors. He's been there for a long time. Dave has been very instrumental in getting Scout to where it's at now. And him and his wife are very active in the Allen Army Center. They're very active in the United Way, Tiffin, and Fostoria. And we couldn't come up with a name. And
Alzheimer's, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. And so
That's pretty neat.
he didn't know we were going to do that either. So it was kind of a surprise when we sent him the photo. So that is him. If you go to the very first slide, you'll see him standing in front of them.
Is Heidelberg one of the stops? I missed
Yes.
that.
Yep, both
Which
universities.
Which route is that?
It's on the red route.
Yeah, and we don't have anything publicized yet because we're sure we're going to be tweaking this. We will, before we start, we definitely will put it out there. It'll be in the papers, it'll be on our Facebook, we'll send it to the commissioners, the city council, so anybody can access it. But like anything, you're going to be tweaking it. And going down through city of Tiffin isn't the same at 8 o'clock as it will be at 9:30, 10 o'clock. I mean, it depends on traffic flow.
Yeah.
And one thing about having a deviated fixed route, we can make changes, if there's an event going on, somewhere and you need a bus to just kind of ship around that way, we can work with that. We don't want you to call us on Friday to do it Saturday. That's not going to work. But there is also Saturday service available too.
What were the hours again? I might have missed that part.
It depends on which route. So
I have it written down right here.
Look at you. Okay, so the red route is Monday through Friday, 8 to about 5. White route is the industrial route. That's that one that is just fixed around their schedule. So it's it runs a little bit before 6, but 6 to almost 1 in the morning. And again, it'll be like a spurt and then a stop.
It's not
running. It's not running 24/7.
Depending on the shifts.
Based on shift
Correct.
changes.
Got it.
And then the blue route is about 8 to almost 7. And then the reduced hours for the weekend, red route is those downtown services again, 9 a.m. to about noon,
And if we see that there's a need for extended, we will do it.
Right.
But it costs money, you know, and like I said, the first year and a half, hopefully, the first 6 months that after we start, we know we have covered. Hopefully, we have another year. And we can expand it, we can cut it down, you know, and the writers are gonna be the experts. They're gonna tell us what they need. Now, we can't make a huge change for 1 or 2 people, but if there seems like a constant change, we definitely will entertain that.
Well, thank you very much for all your hard work. Again, it's great to see a plan come together, right?
It's awesome.
Yeah. It's
You're
awesome.
welcome. Well, thank you for your time, and put the word out that if anybody has any suggestions, we're open to suggestions, but make sure they call Izzy.
I do have one question, just to refresh my memory. So the plan was funded through a grant, this whole concept, right?
There was a feasibility study that had to be done.
Feasibility study.
Heidelberg they donated the first part, which
Okay.
was, is there a need and is there a demand for it? The second part, RLS was hired to do a route design and
RLS.
cost.
I remember that.
But they failed. They failed us.
Okay.
There was a lot of communication issues.
Then
and
you picked it up from there.
Our office picked it up and
Yeah.
said, you know, this is, the plan that they gave us, you could put it on the bottom of a bird's
Right.
cage for all I care. That's how
So-
worthless it was. Don't put that in the paper. But it was worthless.
Okay.
And a lot of that was a lot of personality conflicts and just, they wouldn't allow SCAT to give suggestions.
So then, that's what you do, transportation. So you guys
We took
evolved
it,
to
Izzy
this.
and Ron Davidson tore it
Okay.
apart. She went out and she saw firsthand from what she saw firsthand what we were giving and what we were trying to do did not match. And
Okay.
It's
Izzy,
one of
you
those
can
things
explain.
that on paper, it looks great, and from the community eye, it looks great, but when you go and actually run the route, okay, you can't drop people off
Sure.
into traffic, you know, things like that, that just weren't thought of, that just really needed more delved into and ran over and over again, and talking to people and all of that stuff, just, it took a lot more time.
Part two is then, when you say we received 2 new vehicles, was that a separate grant?
Yeah,
Specific for this, or
This
this
is
part of
a-
your fleet?
This is a whole separate thing. This was
Yeah.
because of, I'm going to say it, Bill Ryan, Senator Reineke, he was state representative at the time. He fought for the small rural transits to receive extra funding. So they come out with this Ohio Partnership Transit funding. So it's Ohio Transit Partnership Program. It's called OPT2. We were able to get these 2 vehicles and 2 more at 100%, no local match. And I will, you know, kudos to Senator Reineke for pushing this for us, and not just Seneca County, but he did this for all the rural transits in Ohio. And, you know, he's done so much for us. It's not even, I can't even begin to tell you everything that he's done for rural transits in Ohio. But yeah, that's where this funding came from, and we were, you know, the governor's proposal was to cut public transit in Ohio as a whole from 70 million down to 7.5 million. Well, that would have put all of us little guys out of business, and I just made one simple phone call to Bill, and next thing I know, I'm up there and we're giving out speeches, and we ended up with 80 million. So he saved Ohio. He
So
saved
you were in Columbus testifying.
twice. I went up and
We
testified.
know that routine, right?
Yeah, we've been there, done that.
It
Well,
was-
it works.
Yes,
And
it does.
Yeah,
to
they-
have a good local representative makes a difference.
It sure does. He's,
So,
Yeah, it does.
good to hear. Thank
yeah,
you.
so yeah, we're strolling along, so we're good for another year. Okay? Any questions from anyone? Commissioners, anybody? Thank you. Thank you for your support. We appreciate it.
You bet.
Thank you.
Thanks for a great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's really good news.
Okay, anybody else out there in the public? Jimmy, can you see anything? Any questions up, anything like that?
Not seeing anything.
Okay, hearing none, I will accept the motion to go into executive session for the purpose of
Property acquisition.
property acquisition. We do not expect to make any decisions or come back and deliberate any further, but we will come back in closed session.
So I make a motion at 11:01, we go into executive session.
Second the motion?
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Schaefer?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirschner?
Yes. All right. So it is 11:12 or thereabouts. We are out of executive session. No action from executive session. I will accept the motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Schaefer?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
Commissioner Kirchner.
Yes, I don't get to do this very often. There we go.
It's been a while.
What a deal.